Welcome to episode 26 of Behind the Shield. Today we are joined by Spartan women's golfer Jordan Koller. Hello again, everybody. Scott Guys joining you for another episode of Behind the Shield. Today we get to talk to Jordan about not getting to defend their CAC Championship. Looking forward to the fall and what they will get to do as a team in preparation for their first season in the MAC, her academic pursuits, and also her internship that she's currently serving during this summer. So after this commercial break, we'll get a chance to talk to Jordan Koller.
At your college, we are proud of the fact that we have over 30 cultures and 30 countries represented among our campus community. We not only are proud of that fact, we celebrate the unique perspectives and differences that each and every person on this campus brings to us. So on behalf of all of us at York College, I want you to know that you are welcomed here.
Tu eres bienvenido aquí. Vous êtes bien reçu ici. You're very welcome here.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
Você está bem-vindo aqui.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here. You are welcome here.
You're welcome here.
معكم رقية آل الشيخ من كلية يورك في بنسلفانيا. أنتم مرحب بكم هنا. We are welcome.
From day one at your College of Pennsylvania, you are welcome here.
Welcome to episode 26 of Behind the Shield. Today we are joined by Spartan women's golfer Jordan Koller. Jordan, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be doing this today.
Yes. So how are you doing? How have you survived quarantine? Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to during your time away from York.
Yeah, totally. So weekend of quarantine, we got a puppy.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun getting her. She was like 4.5 pounds when we first got her. I think she's a little over 12 pounds now. Small dog, but love that. And then I've been at my internship for the past, about a month and a half or so. I have about 2 weeks left of it. I've been working with the Middle Atlantic section of PGA.
So tell us a little bit, what does that internship entitle with working with them?
Yeah, totally. So this summer, I'm a junior golf intern. So I help run all their junior golf events during the summer. So single day events and invitationals, just anything from, it's anywhere from like 20 to 60 to 80 kids. We try to cap it at 60 with COVID. That's definitely been really interesting working with all those regulations this summer. Just makes it very different from when I played on the tour myself.
So as a sport management major, you've gotten to have a lot of different opportunities. Do you think down the line that golf is the way you want to go, or are you still kind of open professionally to what you want to do?
Yeah, totally. I think I'm open for whatever opportunities come my way. I think you have to be, especially within this industry. There's just so many different experiences, so many paths to go down. But I think at the end of the day, I really do want to get into the golf industry. It's an industry I've been in for a very long time, just as an athlete. But I've had experiences coaching and doing this, and it's just something that I know a lot about. And so I think it would be kind of foolish for me not to want to go into that industry if I do have so much background in it.
So you've been working. Have you had the opportunity to play a lot this summer?
I think the saying goes that the more you work in golf, the less you get to play. But I've been able to play a little bit. We'll play a little bit after some of the rounds. Fortunately, all the interns that are working this summer play golf, whether they play it collegiately or just for fun. So we have some matches, boys versus girls, a lot of the time. But those have been a lot of fun when I do get the chance to play.
Yes, it seems like the one sport that has not been affected as much by COVID because you're outside and you're separated, and it's a lot of fun to play. Let's look back at the spring. Obviously, you guys had just come back from Savannah. Had a really good week, a good weekend, good tournament, and then you find out, boom, you're not going to get a chance to defend your CAC championships with our last year in the league. What was that like, and how hard was that to have that happen, knowing that we have a really good team and again, should have a really good team this year, but to not get the opportunity to defend your championship?
I tell a lot of people about this because I was like, we were at a tournament. We'd come back at the end of our break. We were down in Georgia, doing our normal thing, like eating out. all that stuff. And it felt like when we came back and it was like we stepped into an alternate universe. There's just people having to be like really careful, tons of hand sanitizer stations everywhere. And like at the dining hall, everything changed. And I was like, what is going on? Like things were normal when I was gone. Like what just happened? I think it was definitely more shocking. We kind of were prepared to a certain extent because there was talk about it, but there was talk of like, maybe this tournament will get canceled or maybe that tournament will get canceled, not our whole season. So I think that was a hard thing to have to take. But I did kind of walk away. I was like, well, at least we're reigning champions. Like we may not be able to defend it, but we're reigning champions.
That's a really good way to look at it. Does it make it a little easier knowing you didn't have any seniors last year? So everybody's, it seems like you guys have really good team chemistry and you get along together. Is it nice knowing that everybody's going to be back for this year?
Yeah, I think that was like probably the best case scenario for our team was that we didn't have any seniors leaving. So nobody really, while we did miss out on our season, we missed out on the last time to really defend that title in the CAC. There's still more memories we get to make later. And so I think we were able to walk away. Although it hurt, we were still content with that we still had time.
Talk a little bit about the culture of your program. One of the things that Coach talked about is, obviously he recruits good golfers, but he also recruits good people. How important is that to really, know that you guys get along, that you can compete on the course, but when you're off the course, that you really like being around each other?
Yeah, totally. Obviously, like having good athletes is important, but if they can't work together, that's not really going to help make the team. And so, yeah, I think we all kind of were able to push each other and stuff and really just enjoy being around each other, practicing, doing matches. And I think, that team chemistry is it's been really good. And when new people come in, we're really able to, bring them in and get them into that culture and really make them feel welcome. And that I feel like just brings everybody together.
Does it feel different now? You're going to be a junior, so you're an upperclassman, and you're going to have these freshmen and sophomores coming back. How has that role changed for you? Going from being a freshman and a sophomore where you're one of the younger members of the team to now you're one of the older members and most experienced. How does that change in your mind, or does it not change anything at all?
I think even because our team is so young, if you're in the first 1 or 2 years, no matter what, you're going to have those roles more. And so I think going this year, it doesn't really change as much. I think definitely going from freshman year to sophomore year, I wouldn't say took on leadership roles, but I definitely was an active player in helping to bring in those freshmen and making them feel welcome and showing them the ropes.
Now we fast forward a little bit to the fall. Obviously, the fall's not happening from a competition standpoint, but what are some of the things that you guys think you can do to really, I talked to Coach about this. What are some of the things that you can do in the fall that can make it still be fun, but also be competitive and grow as a team?
Mm-hmm. I think we're definitely going to be having a lot of matches. At the end of last fall season, we had a little Ryder Cup with both of the teams, and we played 18 holes, and we were in pairs and did a lot of match play, alternate shot, pair ball. So I'm looking forward to hopefully a lot of those kinds of events that we can play with each other and really kind of just challenge each other in that way. I'm really looking forward to just practices and we can really hone in some of our skills. I can't really do that during a regular season. So having a full, hopefully having a full fall season to really practice and hone in those skills. I think we can all really push each other in that and just challenge each other and build that way.
One thing I asked Luke yesterday was the question of the difference between practicing and playing a practice round and competing. For you, what are some of the big differences between going out and playing a practice round with your teammates and then being in a tournament competition? Because I think a lot of us as regular just golfers who go out on the weekend or, don't play that much, the pressure of a tournament is foreign to the rest of us. But what is it for you that really makes a difference in terms of tournament golf?
Yeah, totally. For me, the round is just figuring out what my shots are going to be. It's about, okay, what is the layout of this course? It's not necessarily about how well can I play today. because really I'm not trying to play well in a practice round. I'm just trying to know what are the shots, where do I need to lay up to. It's more all about strategizing, and whether I hit a good shot or a bad shot, I try not to think about that. But for me in a tournament round and like when we're really competing, it's taking that strategy and being like, okay, how can I like use this right now under that pressure? Because, I do have other people counting on me to post a good score, and I'm counting on other people to post a good score. And yeah, I think I try not to think about it as much as I can. And really just, play each hole, every shot as it is. But really that practice round is more relaxed to just, okay, what do I need to know so I can put up the best score that I can.
What's the fun part of playing in a tournament for you? Is it the competing? Is it just the, what really gets you going in terms of when you're playing in a tournament?
Oh, definitely the competition. I've just grown up very competitive. I don't like to lose. So like, honestly, just like the energy of that, especially like when I'm not playing well and I'm able to just like turn it around, like a flip of the switch, halfway through a round. And that energy, like it's like an adrenaline rush, you get into your zone and you just start playing well. That's just so much fun. And especially like when it's a close match, like when we played our CAC Championships end of my freshman year, that was such a close match the last day, and watching live scoring as I'm playing, like, okay, well, how can I beat this one player right now to help like the team, and just like things like that just get me going. It's exciting.
So when you're doing that, you're playing in a tournament, you're watching scoring, do you get jazzed up? Like if you see Anna just had a birdie, does that get you going in terms of, all right, she did this, now I got to do my job?
Yeah, no, totally. I love watching what everyone else is doing, because for me, it's just information. Like, I'm like, okay, how can I use this information to just help me? It doesn't really add any pressure or anything. It's just like, okay, this person did this, great. We still need to be doing this. How can I add to that a momentum that we have going as a team right now to keep us going forward?
So we're getting ready to head into the MAC. Hopefully we're going to have a busy spring, meaning that you guys are playing in a bunch of tournaments and getting the opportunity. Now you play a bunch of MAC teams during the course of the year previously. What do you look forward to in terms of heading to the MAC and then getting an opportunity to compete for a conference championship and, importantly, an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I think that automatic bid is pretty much what all of us are excited about right now. We didn't have that with the CAC, and it was all about the rankings. And so I think having that automatic bid, it's a little extra fire under all of us to really get going, especially this year. Hopefully we can have a season in the spring. And I think if we have the automatic bid, we're just really just going to work so hard this fall to make sure that we can win that and get to the championship.
Yeah, I think it's been ironic because this spring probably had some of the best weather we had. You would have played a ton of, usually in the springtime tournaments can be a little iffy and can be a little cold, but it stinks to have lost that. But I want to change pace a little bit and talk about some of your academics. Obviously, you're a great student. You've done really well in school. What are some of the things that you've been able to accomplish in terms of, with your major and being able to do that at York, especially with the sport management program? You're very active. I see you all the time. We see each other all the time in the Grum, and you're working basketball and you're doing stuff like that. What are some of the things that you've taken away from your academic experience at York?
Oh boy. I think we're just so lucky with sport management. It's just so hands-on. It's so practical. So I've taken away so much, especially like I had a management class this last semester, and just learning, how to communicate with people, how to communicate with your coworkers, how to communicate with customers, or all of that. And honestly, I've taken a lot of that into my internship this summer, and just understanding, how to work with my coworkers and stuff, how to respond to different situations. And there's so much that you can really take from sport management. And like you said, the basketball, like running the setup and breakdown of the event, assigning positions. I have that experience. And so knowing that when we're making our assignment sheets and staff packets for a tournament coming up in the next day or two, there's just there's so many of those things that are just come into what I'm doing now. I think I take a lot away from it.
How is it for you to balance golf and academics? Obviously, you're doing a great job in both areas. Is it hard for you, or is it something that really kind of helps keep you focused on what you're doing?
Yeah, it definitely helps keep me focused. It gives me a schedule, which I definitely need in order to do things. I think if I have a long period of like just open time, I'm just not going to get any work done. So when I have like that, like, okay, I practice from, I don't know, 3 to 6 or whatever, like these days during the week, I know from like noon to 3, like I got to be getting my homework done, like whatever else I can get done, like I have to get done then. And then even with extracurriculars as well. I'm trying to make sure that I'm balancing everything.
I think it's very interesting to talk to athletes because when it feels like a lot of times when they're in season, that's the time that they're most focused. So I think that's very true. Now, conversely, how did you do during quarantine with the online distance learning? Was it more difficult for you? Was it easier? Obviously, your GPA didn't suffer at all. So was it just a different thing for you?
It was definitely different. I think it just depended on the week. I think quarantine was hard for everybody, mentally, physically. Some weeks I had a really good schedule going. Other weeks I was just trying to get my work done and then was probably watching Netflix the rest of the day. So it just changed, with the week and however, things were going. But I think overall I tried to keep a schedule. But yeah, I mean, like it was because it's one of those things that was very fluid. You had to kind of just adjust and adapt to however things were going at that point.
That's a completely different thing. So one last thing I want to ask you, what, you talk about your teammates and how much fun you have. What's the best part of being in the York College golf program for you?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's just the people. I think coming from being such an individual sport, playing junior tournaments, even though I was playing like individually against like, especially like all the girls, there's always a bond with the girls and like playing. And so being able to have that and actually be on a team with that many people that love the game and want to continue to push each other to get better, I think that's probably that's the best part of it. It's just having all those people to build you up and encourage you to keep going and to challenge you and everything.
Well, Jordan, thank you very much for joining us. It's now you can get back to work and get ready for your tournament tomorrow. And we appreciate you taking the time. So hopefully we're going to see you in the Grum in a couple weeks. We might be wearing masks, but you know what? If we got to do it, that's what we got to do. So it'll be great to get a chance to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I want to thank Jordan for taking the time to stop by and talk to us today as she is in the midst of her internship this summer in golf. So great to see her and get a chance to talk to her. We're very excited to have her and her teammates back on campus here in a couple weeks. It's coming up quickly. It's hard to believe. And then the opportunity to compete in the MAC championships come the spring season. So until next week, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Spartans.